This is a video. There's no real issue for this episode, like taxes or anything like that. It's just kind of a wrap up of what I thought of the Glenn Beck show. Last episode was well, ended 8 minutes ago. Um, it felt like he'd been on air for a lot longer. It felt like he was, you know, ending the show after like a decade or something like that. Because so much had been done, and it was 2.5 years. He started the show a day before Obama's inauguration, and just for people who've watched his show on a pretty regular basis, and even people who've read stuff in the news about his show, it, even they have to have seen how much he did. Um, taking on Acorn, Soros, who is one of the most influential figures in politics, period. No one really knows about. He's the driving force behind the progressive left. But, I mean, before his show, we didn't know about him. We didn't know what Acorn was or what they were doing. We didn't even really know what a progressive was. He made the joke in his last show that, so you said progressive, you think of Flo and the progressive insurance commercials. It's just, it was unprecedented what he did in his time on Fox, as far as just educating people and changing the landscape. It went from when he started of him reacting to news, and then by the time he left the show, he's making the news. What he does becomes what's talked about later on. It's it was really impressive, and while it's a shame to see him leave that platform, which, I mean, when you're on Fox, whatever time you're on, a time slot you're in, you have the eyes of the country on you, and the ratings show that. But now he has a really big project coming up. It's gonna be all web based, documentary stuff like that. Go to glennbeck.com. You can find all the information of what he's planning on doing. But I think today was more of looking at what has been accomplished. Just the education. I learned, no offense to any history teachers that I had um, up to this point, but I've learned more through watching his show um, of history than I had uh, all my schooling before then. I've learned so much from watching him. It's incredible. Uh, we learned about where this country came from, and the changes within the 1900s to 1940. Looking more, like socialism, communism, that kind of stuff. This stuff the Red Scare was made out of, which is an area that there's so little attention paid to that in schools. Usually, it's about revolution, starting of the country, the Civil War, and then that's pretty much maybe some World War II stuff. But no one ever focuses on that, like 1900, 1940 non-war issues, and he did an incredible job with that. That's that kind of stuff. Looked at areas that hadn't really been visited. He talked about African American founders, which in hindsight, surprised that public schools don't look at that considering how liberal they've become. But that's a whole other issue. It was. I've said this before. It was impressive. It was really impressive to see a recap of everything he has done, and just the way he's handled the 2.5 years, just the brutal attacks have come at him from Media Matters. They're having a party probably right now that he's leaving the air. He's handled it incredibly well. He showed so much courage and just such a backbone to stand there and go after people that the media has not touched. Soros, Acorn, the Media Matters, the progressive movement. He went toe to toe, and public opinion shows that he won. It is. Last time I'm going to say this is it was incredible. It was really impressive, and I can't imagine where we would be at as a country without his show. He started the 9/12 Project. He brought the Tea Party movement to the national stage. Ron Paul people, it was not your guys' project. It was something that a few different groups, kicked up, that he really threw into the national stage and made it a huge issue. The event in D.C., which the drive-by media said didn't really get that many people. They got a lot of people. But just that stuff, he's really made a huge change in the country, and I don't think he gets the proper acknowledgement for that, the proper respect. But I respect the hell out of the guy. I know a lot of people do, and I can't wait to see what he does in the future. But I'm gonna miss him at 5 o'clock. But hopefully he doesn't stop doing what he's doing, because we can't afford for him to stop doing what he's doing. He's got to keep going forward, just like the rest of us. So Glenn Beck, right now we're gonna miss you, but can't wait to see what the future holds for you. This has been a special tribute edition of Vic's Politics. Thanks.
And we pretty much amazing.